Good morning from day 7, I believe. So I figured I'd take this video before everyone else woke up. I'm at the campsite of Serenity's Oasis. The gate to get in the property is right over there. That's their house. This is my tent. So basically it's someone's house that they converted the backyard into a place for hikers to stay. So they have this area right here for hanging out, create a little bit of shade. They have bags, no one's really played that, but they have loungers, things like that. And I'll walk a little bit further. This is the main area. There's picnic tables, more hammocks. In this area, they haven't locked, but that's that shed is their resupply area. They have great resupply options here. Here's the laundry room, so fresh water, laundry, power banks, or not power banks, but a row of outlets. This is the shower, and then a lot of bathroom options. So it is 5:30 because of course my body wouldn't let me sleep in. My shoes from REI should be coming, they say sometime between 10:30 and 1:30. But honestly, as long as I get here today, I don't plan to hike out until probably 5 to 7 p.m. We're going through a bit of a heat wave in the area right now. Today and yesterday were a high of 95. And there's actually a heat advisory for this county, I believe, in California, for today and tomorrow. So my plan will be hiking. So tonight I'll hike out in the evening, and then moving forward, we'll be waking up early, 3 or 4 a.m., doing hiking, and then from like 12 to 4, 12 to 5, basically find a shady spot to hide out from the heat, and then hike again in the evening just to keep ourselves safe and still be able to make those miles. Finally heading back on trail. So just hung around all day at Serenity's Oasis, planned my week, went into town to buy a sandwich and a bagel, and then pack out something for tonight. I resupplied at Serenity's Oasis, which had an amazing resupply. Bought 6 days worth of food. I think it was like $84, so not bad for a resupply. My goal is that in 6 days I'll be into Tehachapi, but if I'm running low on food, then I can, from Hikertown, go to a market that's 5 miles away, but I hope I can avoid that. But right now is definitely the heaviest my pack has been. I added an extra 300 to 400 calories per day, more than what I ate last week. And then I'm hiking out with 4 liters of water, probably mentioned earlier, but the next water source that's supposed to be in 7 to 8 miles is all dried up. So the next reliable water source is a spring in 16 to 17 miles. It is 6:15 right now, so I'm not planning to make it that far tonight, but hoping to make it over halfway so that I only have 8 miles or less tomorrow morning to get to the water. Right now I'm back on the road. We walk along the road through Agua Dulce for, I believe it's like 1.5 miles before we get back on trail as normal. One quick thing I forgot to mention is that today it got up to 98 degrees during the day, which is why I've waited so long to hike, but it's now finally below 90 degrees. So it's 88, still really hot, and it's going to be exposed for at least the next 8 miles, but 10 degrees cooler than it was during the heat of the day. So hopefully a little bit safer and more tolerable. It's been an hour and a half and I've made it 4 miles outside of Agua Dulce. Taking a break because it is so hot. My feet feel amazing. These shoes are feeling great. The problem is, I think something I ate in town is not agreeing with my stomach. I don't think it's the heat because I waited so late in the day and now the sun is down behind the mountains, so there's no sun anymore. But about a half mile back, I just threw up, and not only is that bad for feeling sick and nauseous, but that also means I lost some liquid that I'm not at liberty to easily replace. I only brought out 4 liters of water to make it to camp and make it to the water source that was 16 miles, now 12 miles away. And I only have about 3 1/3 liter left, so I'll be fine, totally will be fine, but my stomach is cramping, which means the waist belt of my pack is compressing it uncomfortably, and it's just a little uncomfortable walking right now. But I think instead of the 8 miles I plan to make it, my goal at least will be 6 miles, and then leaving 10 to make it to the water tomorrow morning. Made it to camp, only 6.1 miles instead of my planned 9.3, but I think given that I feel weak, it's probably best not to push my first night hike on a day like tonight, although a group of 4 people I just kind of met up with, they had taken a break. Soren, Mia, Emily, and Isabel, I believe their names were, and they are continuing the next 3 miles to the campsite that I was planning to stay at, so it would have been nice to meet them more and hike with them and do my first night hike in a group and camp with them, but this is just probably for the best for me tonight. I'll wake up at 4 in the morning tomorrow, hopefully feeling better and able to make up those miles, feeling better and stronger. So good night from day 7. Good morning from inside my tent on day 8. Feeling so much better this morning. Honestly, the minute I laid down yesterday, I felt sleep within probably half hour and felt much better. I have just over 2 liters of water to make it the next 10 miles to the next water source, and in the cool of the morning should be a-okay to do that. Didn't sleep too well. I planned to be up at 4. Instead, I changed my alarm to 4:30. Interesting things, animal things last night. So coming into camp, like about half mile before camp, I think I saw a tarantula. Don't know enough about spiders, but it was a big furry spider that fit in the palm of my hand, or was the size of the palm of my hand. And then last night around midnight, I may be completely misinterpreting and letting my imagination run wild, but I think I heard a mountain lion chirp higher up the mountain above me. I yelled, made some noise, and then a few minutes later I heard it much further down the mountain. I know mountain lions aren't looking to attack people in tents, but obviously that got my heart rate up, and so I laid awake from 12 to 2, unable to sleep, which is why I pushed my alarm back half hour. So I'm just gonna finish packing up and then hit the trail. I'm not excited about night hiking, don't like it. Hopefully it's a little bit lighter by the time I'm finished packing up, but I'll talk to you guys later. The trail is so quiet and peaceful at 5:30 in the morning. This is my favorite time to hike because it's light enough where you don't need your headlamp and you can see everything, but the sun's not up, and so it's still cool, although I mean it's still probably at minimally above 70, not 75 degrees, but cool for what it will be in the heat of the day. this is the first little foresty section I've seen. Too bad it never lasts long and we get back out into the foxtails and open ground. Well, I just experienced my first negative thing about the app Far Out that we use to navigate and see water source and things like that. Leaving town yesterday from Agua Dulce, which basically 4:55, based on comments on Far Out, the next water source wasn't going to be till 4:70. So I carried out 4 liters of water. Didn't drink a lot of water last night, even after vomiting, because I wanted to conserve it to make it the remaining 10 miles to the water source that I had left this morning. Well, the only reason I made that call was because there was a water source that's 8 miles outside of town instead of the 16. And 2 comments yesterday said, not flowing, just a dirty trickle. Well, it got there this morning. It was a glorious freaking spring. There was a PVC pipe that trail maintenance had put to direct the flow, and it was flowing strongly, filled up a liter in less than a minute. So a little bit frustrating. I could have drinking more water last night and maybe felt a little bit better, but I guess I'm lucky that that's the first time something like that has happened. Most of the time the comments on Far Out are very reliable because hikers want to help other hikers. But yeah, just want to share that little bit of frustration. Also, I have gone about 3 miles from my campsite this morning, plus 0.8 miles, because I'm stupid and took a wrong turn. There was a different trail intersection that wasn't marked, and I didn't look at the app because I was feeling confident, wrongly so, and went 0.4 miles in the wrong direction. So I've added 0.8 miles to my hike today. You can see the trail we're going to follow right over there. We've got 4 miles until a fire station where there is water, porta potties, shade, charging, etc. Once I get there, I'll have done 17.5 miles for the day, plus 0.8 I messed up this morning, and I will finally sit down for my long siesta, hoping to get there by 2 o'clock. I have 2 miles left to get to the fire station. I'm currently stopped in this shady rock outcropping because it is so hot. My thermometer is saying it is 90 degrees. You can see the sweat line from where my backpack strap is. I still have plenty of water. I have 1.5 liters, so I'm gonna drink half a liter or more right now, and then wait 10-15 minutes and then hike the last 2 miles to the fire station. But I just want to say it's amazing how big a difference having the right pair of shoes is. I've hiked 21 miles about roughly so far in my new trail runners, and I have no foot pain whatsoever. My right arch is a little bit sore, very minimally, and it's just remnant from before, but otherwise my feet feel amazing. I feel like I can walk, so it's nice to finally have my limiting factor being, the carry and getting my hiker legs and water access versus my foot pain. And it's nice to actually get to enjoy hiking and not is the end of day 8. I did my first 20-mile day today, so I am camped at mile 481.3, which gives me 20.5 trail miles. But then I also did my total of 0.8 miles off trail this morning, and then we also got a hitch into a town that was like 1.5 miles off trail, and ended up having to walk 0.7 miles to go to a smokehouse. So adding the extra 1.5 miles of off trail miles, today I hiked 22 miles, which is my first, like I said, over 20-mile day. I didn't even pay attention, but today was also the day I hit 100 miles. I'm actually at a total of 111 miles on trail so far. I said I'm camped with Soren and his friend Mia, and then Emily and Isabel, and all of us minus Isabel were the ones who hitched into the smokehouse for food today, and I hiked with Emily and Isabel off and on today, which was fun. And we're planning to get to Hikertown on Saturday and hike the aqueduct Saturday night together. Like I said, we're all camped here together tonight. The girls we're all set up our tents, and then Soren is cowboy camping. But today was a phenomenal day. I felt like, honestly, I could have hiked more miles. I'm feeling strong. My legs feel good. My feet feels good. Occasionally with the hiker or the trail runners versus the boots, I get a little twinge in my broken bone, but nothing that's concerning, and nothing that can't be handled, especially when compared to the pain that I was hiking with the boots. But I'll go ahead and show you the view from our campsite tonight. And you can see Soren is down there, you can see on the cistern.